Here with reaction, House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer and Chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, Jason Smith. Congressman Comer, let's talk about the war room that they've set up, I think, against you especially, but also against Jason, I'm sure Jim Jordan, and probably anybody in the media that dares to tell this story. Your reaction?
Well, they wouldn't have to set up a war room, Sean, if they would just provide the information that we've requested. I don't think we've requested anything out of the ordinary. We want to know the correspondence that Joe Biden used with the pseudonyms between the government and himself pertaining to Ukrainian policy. We want to know any emails that had Hunter Biden copied on them from the government. This is stuff that should be public record. And with respect to their bank records, Joe Biden had no problem with releasing Donald Trump's tax returns. Joe Biden said he would be the most transparent president in the history. We've already proven that his family got $20 million from foreign nationals. They can't say a single thing they did to earn the money. So obviously we're suspicious about their personal bank accounts. All we want to do is see their personal bank accounts to make sure that Joe Biden wasn't getting his 10%, and make sure that Hunter Biden was telling the truth when he said that he had to give his salary, half his salary, to his father.
Have you, in that 1023 form with the trusted FBI informant talking to the CEO of Burisma, he talks about $5 million to one Biden, $5 million to another Biden, and it will take you 10 years to find out how we paid them the money. Have you been able to trace that $10 million, do you believe?
We're still looking for that. Well, as you know, we found $20 million. We do have leads. We believe and suspect that there are offshore accounts, but that's something we'll discuss later, and Jason Smith may want to discuss that at some point in the near future. But at the end of the day, what they said in that 1023 form, where they used various bank accounts, that is consistent with what we've seen in Romania, in China, in Russia, and Ukraine, where they use various bank accounts and various shell companies. So when that FBI form was written, no one knew the Bidens had shell companies. No one knew they had 170 suspicious activity reports where 6 different banks accused them of money laundering. That's what that FBI form alleges before anyone knew about the shell companies and the money laundering. So it fits a pattern that we've seen in other countries.
Let me ask you, Jason Smith, House Republicans now have been accusing Biden's attorneys of intimidating the IRS whistleblowers in a letter to the AG, Attorney General Merrick Garland. Do you have evidence that took place, these intimidation efforts are taking place? And why did you have people in Biden's White House talk to the whistleblowers prior to their testimony before your committee?
Sean, one of the great examples is the letter that Hunter Biden's lawyer sent to me in the end of June. In that letter, they tried to intimidate me in regards to my own investigation and to discredit the 2 brave IRS whistleblowers that came forward, Sean. It tried to say that their actions of coming forward to the Ways and Means Committee was illegal and that they were breaking the law. And so that is why we sent the letter to Attorney General Garland, is to see the documents, the emails, the correspondence that Hunter Biden's lawyers had with the Department of Justice in trying to push for prosecution of these 2 brave IRS whistleblowers that came before us. Let me tell you, today we interviewed one of the 4 individuals that we subpoenaed, Sean, an IRS employee, and just like the other 3 that we've done over the last 4 days, they confirmed what the IRS whistleblowers were saying, and that is Prosecutor Weiss had to get permission higher up the food chain in the Biden administration to bring charges and to move ahead in this investigation against the president's son.
How are people going to want to come forward if this is how we're going to treat whistleblowers? I thought Democrats like whistleblowers, Congressman.
They should absolutely. They're supposed to love whistleblowers, but that's in fact what this letter did. It would try to scare additional IRS whistleblowers or any whistleblowers of any kind to come forward. They are trying to scare people from coming and telling the truth. But let me tell you, the information's coming out. These IRS whistleblowers has done a phenomenal job, and no one has countered what the IRS whistleblowers have said. Their statements have stayed the same. The Biden administration is the one that continues to sing from a different tune.
All right, Chairman Smith and Chairman Comer, thank you for the updates. We appreciate it. The walls are closing in on the Biden. So how